Well, I tried to fight the law, but the law won. Okay, I tried to bypass. This is just lost communication. Don't worry about that one. That's my O2 sensor codes that I have there. I did modify the O2 sensors, and it didn't work. It worked, but it didn't work. Here, let me show you. I have it running right now. I'm about to put catalytic converters in this. So this thing's going to be hot when I'm working on it. That's awesome. But we'll go to data and look at the numbers. Those are my upstreams, and my downstreams they're working pretty good, right? They're right around the 500, which unfortunately is not what I want. So I'm going to combine these just so you can see them. You can see how these are switching slow, and they're staying about right there. Well, the problem is that this system uses the front O2 sensors to check the calibration of the rear. The computer does is it will intentionally run the vehicle rich or lean for a brief period, and it'll check the front stream O2 sensors versus the downstream O2 sensors, and it will flag a code if there's no reaction. So whenever that test happens, you know, if, let's say it goes rich or whatever, let's say it goes rich, so it would expect after a period of time that the upstream, or I'm sorry, the downstreams would also go rich. Well, this is staying right there, so it's not going above the threshold, so it's not reading it right. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take out the wiring modification that I did and install these friggin' stupid things, because I don't want to spend money on this thing. Hopefully this works. So far I'm 0-1. Hopefully I can get a tie out of this. But the modification clearly works for slowing down the signal and keeping it within a certain range. Just, this is a 2008, and it has a strategy that checks it. Now on older vehicles that don't have that strategy, this would work 100%. I'm not lucky enough, so the man got me. Alright, this is going to be a little bit more difficult than I was hoping. I was hoping they'd be straighter. These are a little longer. And I'm not even showing anything here. Puppy down there. Arf, arf. The body of the cat is just about the same. Ideally, I would just cut the welds off and it would fit perfectly. And on this side, which you can't see, looks a little more straight. I'm going to just pull the whole thing out and just try to figure it out outside rather than laying under this thing. I hate laying under a car and welding because it hurts. And there's a doggy. Hey, Louie. What you doing, Louie? He's a good boy. Sorry, buddy, it's loud, I know. Where you at, Louie? Buddy, grab me over here, buddy. hat on. Probably not a great idea to be doing it in dry weather with leaves all around. Now, I haven't used this in quite a long time. When I used to do like custom exhaust and everything, this little grinder, I still have wheels. This is good enough for now. This thing worked awesome. Makes quick work, clean work, small, you can get it in tight spots. And basically, I'm just going to clean all this up. You can see how nice it gets in there. You get them burrs real easy. Pretty close. I'm not sure on this one. This one, cut it down. Like to just excuse me, do it as little as possible. Aha! Well, it kind of worked. Split down the seam here, which, lucky for us, got a welder. Story of my life. We got it now. Probably should just cut it. See again. Okay. Oh, that worked great. That worked awesome. Sweet. Just hopefully the orientation's right. Let's cut this. That's going to be a butt weld. That's tight. They're all tight. All the bolts are tight. That's a butt weld. And this is a slip. And everything's tight. I got a little bit of clearance here. Right here is like really close. But this is welded here. So if it does rattle, I'll just take this off. Now I got to take it down, and I got to take it down without like beating the hell out of it, because these are just tack welds. And it's funny, every time I try to weld outside, no wind, until I'm about to strike an arc. A little too hot. Pulse welding. Here comes the wind. That sounds better. Should be plenty strong. Fully welded up. It's not great, but it will hold. I actually have a spot right there. I gotta fill that in. I just noticed it, and I hit this while I was down here. I think this was leaking too. Throw it up. Look at that nice fucking blah, blah, blah. The gasket's gone, and I don't have another one. I might just goop it up for now. I just want to get this thing together. I still have to take away my modification that I did to the O2 sensors. Really not interested in doing a full code scan, so I'm just going to do the ECM. No DTCs right now. Okay, so everything's working. What do we got here? Bank 1 sensor 1 is blue. Bank 1 sensor 2 is orange. I don't like the way orange looks. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm messed up here. The blue is bank 1 sensor 1. The purple is bank 2 sensor 1. Those ones look good. And bank 2 sensor 2, there seems to be a little bit of activity going on there. I want to go back out because it's kind of hard to it's easier when you have the numbers. So bank 1 sensor 2 looks good. Bank 2 sensor 2, it doesn't look that great. Heat it up a little, see what happens. It's steadying now. Doesn't look like that one though. So it is working. I was a little worried there for a minute. I guess all I got to do is drive it now. See what's going on. Nice and quiet, no exhaust leaks. Well, some good news. The CAT's passed. The O2s still haven't passed, so I got to get those to pass. that's it for now, bruh.